Hi there, welcome back to a chatty video.
Yes, yeah, and a happy new year as well. So
we wanted just to take this opportunity to thank you for supporting us and following along in 2022 and wish you an amazing 2023.
Yes, start of a new year, new adventures. Just thought we'd have a bit of a chat, really. Just a quick, should we say, summary of 2022, and then maybe, well, not maybe, but we're going to chat about plans for 2023. So where do we start? Should we talk about 2023?
What was your best thing about it? It's weird because I think
you've thrown that on me now.
I was going to say, I think of 2022 and it feels like it's whizzed past, but our trip in January 2022 just seems so long ago. We didn't know whether we'd be going on our trip in 2022 because our daughter caught COVID over New Year.
Yes.
14 days before
and
we were due to travel.
We stayed COVID free, so it was...
That's weird though, to think back that we not only had to test before we travelled in January, but we wore a mask on the flight as well.
Well, it was not just the flight, obviously inside
both
everywhere.
Airports,
you still had to wear inside masks. And I think
hard.
You go back, that was 11 a bit months ago. So it just feels almost a different world. But at that time, I don't know about anyone else, it felt like it would never change at that point. So, but going back to say what you said about what was the best, I actually say the January trip was amazing. I think we were there with friends, we were there with Lee and Nick and our other friends Lisa and Ian, and I just think the whole time, it was the shortest time we've actually been in Orlando.
It felt a long time.
It didn't feel that at all, and I also wondered because we hadn't been, and we had been waiting for it, and I think again, realising when we were going, it just felt like a breath of fresh air in some respect, wasn't it? So it was just so nice to have some kind of normality again.
I think when I think of highlights for 2022, and I'm going to exclude all the nice things we've done as a family, but one of my highlights was pulling up at Bay Lake Tower with Lisa and Ian and seeing Lee and Nick flashing their lights.
So we could see where they were.
And we could see them in the room waiting for us.
Yeah, I think just that whole thing, it was just, it was amazing. If you haven't seen, check out the playlist from January. We've got a playlist for all the trips as well. So if you haven't seen them and you're a new subscriber, please go and check those out as well, because there's the trip that we had in January that we're talking about.
I also feel that one of the things that was really important to us in 2022 and still is ongoing in 2023 is being reunited with friends and family again, really working on those relationships when we haven't been able to be close to people for so long. And so we dedicated last year, and we still want to do the same to this year. So it was going away with friends and people that were friends before but becoming closer friends with them, like Lisa and Ian, like Lee and Nick, like Danny, and local friends as well, sort of reigniting those friendships again. But then obviously going away with Louie and Maisie in June, and then having that trip with our family, or with my family in October, was so special. And that's what we're going to be talking about for upcoming in 2023 as well.
I think it's from a moment to open this can.
I love that sound.
I think also, just as I don't know where I'm going with this actually now, but just as an overall, I think each trip was different as well. And I think that's what I've liked about this year, because although if you were to look from the outside, we've done similar,
it doesn't feel the same to us.
It doesn't feel, it feels like we've had completely different trips. And I'm thinking of June.
With Louie and Maisie.
Louie and Maisie. Maisie's first time. But also we had the Universal part. We didn't go to Universal on the other trips, on the other when we went, but it actually made me realise how much I do love Universal. And in some ways, part of me, we thought, do we go in October? And we didn't, purely because the cost and everything else is a lot of money, and we'd only be there for maybe 1 or 2 days. Just wasn't worth it. But I absolutely think we love Universal, don't we? So that was a real highlight as well. But each trip was different. I
feel like I bonded with my mum in October. We saw with my nan passing in July. As sad as it is, it's given my mum back her life in many ways, because we haven't seen my mum properly for absolutely years.
Yeah.
And just seeing my mum becoming my mum again and laughing, and we haven't seen her. I can't remember her last being like this. And that has just been, I can't describe it. I really can't. And just like having spent the time with her this Christmas, she's just so different. She's a different person.
Yeah, just hope that sort of continues as well.
Yeah.
For her more so as well, for her benefit.
I was going to say actually, and I just wanted to update you as well, because lots of you have really sort of like shown an interest in our family, which is really lovely. But since coming back, Mum and Andy have booked a holiday. They've just been away between Christmas and New Year, and they've booked a holiday to Greece this summer. They haven't been away. The holiday, wasn't it, to the States in October with us, was their first holiday in 17 years. Everything has just been dedicated to her family the last few years, hasn't it? And so it's given them, going to Florida has really opened their eyes. It's just done them the world of good, hasn't it? It's really sort of brought us all closer together.
Definitely. And also, I think it's just still meeting and spending time with, whether it be family or friends. And I think that's been something that's been really nice that we've done as well. So, and new experiences as well, sharing with people. There's still things when we go that we're experiencing new that we haven't done before. So,
another highlight I'd say is Holly graduating.
Yep.
Our daughter graduated, and she's moved to Manchester to start her masters. That was a really big step for our family this year, wasn't it? She's very happy. She's loving Manchester as well. Obviously, we've had our first trip up to Manchester, and we had a trip to Yorkshire as well, didn't we?
Yes.
Sort of exploring the north a little bit, and we want to do more of that.
Yeah, no, so that was nice. I mean, is there anything else we want to talk about in the highlights? I mean, it is mainly predominantly about, obviously, the trips that we had in the year. I think
it's been spending time with family and friends this year.
It's been lovely. It's not necessarily what we've done whilst we've been there, although it has. It is who you've been spending that time with. So, and I think that's come to realise that you do need to make those plans, make that effort. And I think also with some people, they've kind of, the comments we've had, it's actually maybe inspired people to go ahead and look at doing things. May not be a trip, say, to Florida, but it might be something else. They may be thinking, I'm in an hour about doing something. They've decided, you know what, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing as well. Just get that. If that motivates you to do something, then great. So.
All right, 2023. Should we talk about our plans in 2023?
Yeah. Now, last year we didn't. I mean, the channel was relatively new this time last year, wasn't it? So it wasn't even a year old, was it? But because of the situation with COVID, obviously we didn't even know if we were going, so we didn't really make any announcements about what we were doing. So, but this year, I think we'd like to share a little bit about what our plans are. Again, they could change. Who knows? But where do we start?
Well, we've got a trip coming up, as many of you know. This trip is about my dad. My dad lives in the States, and we had some flights that we'd wanted to go for the 50th celebration when it was the actual 50th celebration. September 2021, wasn't it? Obviously we couldn't travel, so those flights got cancelled. So we had vouchers to use, which expired in April 2023.
Will expire.
Yeah, which will expire in 2023. I desperately wanted to see my dad for my birthday this year. In March. I haven't, or next year. It's actually, it'll be this year.
This year, as you're watching this year.
I haven't seen...
You know what I mean, we mean, so yeah.
I haven't seen my dad on my birthday since I was 17. It's still not going to happen. But they go on holiday in Florida, don't they? And so we're going to go meet them.
So we're going to meet them. So we've got a few days.
In St. Augustine.
Yeah, so we're going to...
use that voucher for the flights, and it's also, and go and spend some time.
And it's also nice. I was just thinking, I just paused there for a moment, and it was the reason being because, again, it's doing something a little bit different. We've not stayed outside of where we would normally stay, close to the parks, for a period of time. So it's going to be nice to do different things again. So
we also haven't done a trip just the two of us. We've always been with friends or family.
Yeah.
So it's the first time doing the two of us. So we're doing a little bit of a road trip. We'll be sharing a lot more details nearer the time. Although we're doing Disney, we will actually be spending time out of Disney as well, doing some different things that we've wanted to do, but the kids have never wanted to do. So we'll be doing a little bit of like that. And like I said, my main reason is for spending time with my dad.
Yeah.
I think it's dawned on us since sort of COVID and all that our parents are getting older, and you kind of take them for granted that they'll always be there. And we've just realised, no, we need to spend more time with them.
And also think as well, I forgot what I was going to say now. I'm sure it'll come back to me in a moment. But no, go on. Sorry, Karen.
Your parents don't want to go on holiday and leave the country, so we're going to be doing some day trips with them, I think, this year, hopefully, as well.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing as well, because we've said this before, that I know we couldn't travel abroad when we started the channel, but it is something that we do love, and next year we will be doing more. We'll be sharing more of our experiences. We want to do some more travel, day trips, overnight, weekends. In the UK as well, so we'll be bringing that as well. So again, any suggestions of any places that you would actually like to go, because I think we've got so many different places and things to see in the UK throughout, so we'll be doing some of that as well. So
I'd really love to do a trip to Germany as well. That's another thing, my brother's getting married in June. We're really excited about that. Him and James are getting married, and we're making like a big weekend of it. And so that would be a big celebration. My dad's coming over from the States, and all our family from Germany are coming over. We would like to do a trip to Germany. My brother goes over quite regular with James, and we would really like to do that as well and go and join them. Yeah,
we're just trying to work out when the best time to go. We've got an idea, or you've got an idea, of, obviously, because you know the area probably better than me anyway, and so we've got plans of what we'd like to do. It's just trying to find the right timing that suits for everyone.
That's being tricky at the moment.
That's the difficult
but we'd
thing.
love to do a trip to Germany.
So that's what we're trying to work that one out. Hopefully that one might be on the cards.
And then we also have a trip coming up at the towards the end of the year. I'm going to visit friends in North Carolina.
Yes. Yep.
So we're going to be doing a road trip. Thinking the Carolinas, Tennessee, Georgia. So that would be really fun.
Yeah, the mountains. It'll be nice. I mean, we've kind of been to parts of that part of the country, but not the Carolinas. But we've done some of the mountains, like the Tennessee area, but not that area as well. So that'd be nice to explore. So that'll be another one we'll be looking at. So it's not a road trip, but we will be doing trips out, won't we?
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to explore. So we're looking forward to that again, a different trip in the US. So
yeah, so that's what we've currently got planned. Obviously plans can change, you know what things are like, but at the moment that's how things stand.
Yeah, so I mean, this was just going to be a quite short and sweet video, just as a bit of a summary of 2022. Again, thank you so much for your support. Each one of the comments, the likes, and also subscribes really means so much. We really appreciate everyone's support. I hope that what we are sharing, people enjoy and help, and has been helpful as well.
I hope so.
And any questions on anything whatsoever. And also we appreciate the tips as well, because there's some things when we chat about things, people leave comments on the videos or on Instagram or anything, and that really helps us as well, because we're here. It's a case of, I think, sharing that information, so that really helps us as well. And then we'd like to maybe pass that on as well, so thank you.
Thank you very much. But if you've got any trips coming up, any plans for 2023, please do let us know. Yeah. And once again, we wish you a very happy new year.
Yeah, and hope it'll be a good one.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.